I'm driving a few of my partners right now. Driving them, bro.
Oh, you driving them?
Got to, man. Got to. I'm like, come on, man. They've been doing it in corporate America for years. Lil Tommy was less qualified, man, and they gave him the presidency, man. But I
Right.
but I made a better comparison and I shut everybody up. I said Bush Senior got Bush Junior elected, and that was about the dumbest president we ever had.
We've ever had.
And you know we know
Ever.
Katrina. You know we know. So,
Yes. I think the whole world knows. And
yeah, so
I'm telling you something. It feels good when you're able to see it on the black hand side.
yeah, man. I mean, the kid gonna be okay, but let's be real, man. I mean, it's beautiful to see a black man have that much power. Like, I'm going about my business if y'all don't bring him here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they did it, man. I mean, it's been done to us for how many years, man?
Yeah. So too many. I mean, it's too much for us to count.
And I
Way
feel like
too much
this:
for us to count.
any father, any black father, you got a chance, man. You got that power to bring your son to play with your son, or just
Come on.
put your son in a position. If you don't do it, you know what? Then you go ahead on, take them lashes on your back and continue being working for. You know what I'm saying? Because it
Right.
don't make. But the thing is, on TV, I'm seeing more black analysts like they bother than
Yeah.
the white analysts who's saying, "Hey, in time he could come along." You know, y'all call it nepotism, but they saying they would do it. They would
Yeah.
definitely do it. And I'm
Yeah.
seeing a lot of brothers online. That's what bothered me, bro. Like, yo, whether you feel like Bronny wasn't ready or not, but say, bro, look at a black man that got that type of power.
Right. Right. And it don't
Mhm.
make sense. How are you gonna show out like that and say those kind of things? I mean, even if you feel that way, man, keep that to yourself. You
Yeah, I
know
mean,
what I'm
because you
saying?
look at they on us about affirmative action. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I look at it like this, like, man, I know if you feel that way, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about in the barbershop. Don't get on social media
Right.
and do it like that, man. I mean, I don't get our people, bro. We everybody else together, bro. We so far apart, bro.
We're
So
so
far
you know what
apart,
it is.
man.
We got to stop hating on each other, man. I mean,
That
it's
Willie Lynch
enough's
syndrome.
enough.
Yeah, I mean, because let's be technically honest, man. And I know, little Billy, Big Billy own the company.
Right.
Little Billy coming in there probably don't know even know how to print some paper. But guess
Right.
who's gonna be your boss next week?
That's right. Right.
You
Right.
know,
Of course.
so why I'm not saying if you don't like Brian Game and you're a Jordan guy, cool. I can see, I don't even see that, but it's still you should overlook that and say, you know what though?
That's
This
right.
man had a multi-billion dollar league, a
Right.
multi-billion dollar team told
Yeah.
him, don't take my son. I'm gone. They could have said, well, nigga, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right.
What they did. They picked him. He just got his son. He just got his son. He just got his son a seven-figure job. He ain't got to put no more money in his account. Damn right, I'm gonna do it.
Unbelievable. I mean, come on.
I'm gonna hold my
We got
son
we got we
accountable.
got
I'm gonna
we
hold my
got
son.
people we got people in the grave that are, I mean, if they can witness this right now, we
Man,
witnessing something that we never
Mega,
seen.
Martin, Mega, Malcolm, all of them.
Yeah.
He just brought his son to not just the table. He brought his son to the boardroom. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm
You know,
excited.
yeah, man. And if the kid turn out, the kid a decent player, man. I mean, he's a good player. He can shoot the ball. The game is more Euro now. Look at
He-
the draft. How many
right.
Europeans going?
Right.
They
Right.
can't play D. Luca couldn't guard nobody, but he can shoot the ball.
Yeah, that combine thing, I mean, he was shooting the ball. He was shooting that rock.
He had a 42-inch vertical,
Yeah,
and
he was
he knocked down his threes. I
yeah.
mean, the kid had a cardiac arrest. Who knows how much better he could have been?
I know. I know.
Yeah, man.
And you know
But
what,
you
to be
know
honest,
how people be, man.
when I think of that cardiac arrest, man, that hurt me,
Yeah,
man. When I heard that news, I'm like, man, but for him to bounce back,
to bounce back,
that shows how much
because
courage he's got. too.
because Len Bias didn't. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
right.
a few
Limbaugh
others
did.
didn't, man. Yeah,
That's right.
man. And it's I don't know, bro, but that's our people, bro.
And
That's
Mr. Serv-On, let me tell you something. I'm a Laker fan, by the way.
oh man, that's our. I'm a Pelicans fan, but I'm a Bron fan.
Okay, you're a Brownie fan. I'm a Laker fan. I'm AC Green, James Worthy, Kurt
Oh yeah,
Rambis.
you
Like,
oh you go back to the real Showtime.
right, the real Showtime.
The real Showtime. Wait a minute, hold up, wait. You know the funny thing about that with the Lakers, right? And I was telling people, I'm like, man, you look at the Lakers, just they whole even Boston just won their championship, right?
Right.
But it's still not overshadow the Lakers' history.
No.
Even though they got that Lakers to me, arguably them and the what? And I hate to say this right now.
Right. He said
Them
it.
and the Cowboys,
Oh no, no, don't say
historically,
don't say
franchise wise, like most
they
popular
are.
franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. If you go anywhere around the world and it's like, I need help, I like the Lakers, but you go get help because there's
Yeah.
gonna be a Laker fan
Gonna be a
in
Laker
that
fan.
country. Probably in the woods and the mountains, it's a Lakers, but it's
Right,
a Cowboy
right.
fan. Oh man.
I'll tell you, man, it's powerful. But you know who else is powerful? The guy that I'm talking to right now, ladies and gentlemen. We just chopping it up, man. That's how we do on
Yeah.
the Margarita show. And I got Mr. Serv-On, legendary status. Okay, platinum artist, no limit records. I mean, need I say any more? Unless you were living underneath a rock, you know, is there's no way possible that you cannot know the name. And you got your Serv-On, man. You did your thing, and coming out of
Appreciate
Louisiana,
it, man.
tell me about that. I know how rough it was, but for the audience that don't really understand the odds that you have to beat
Yeah.
being from where this man is from, I want you
Yeah.
to hear from the man himself.
I grew up, man, in a city that, of course, is deep in the South, and when you say the South, but we was in such a different city. But our city is such we was murder capital for almost through the 90s, at least 4 years in a row.
Mm,
Growing up, in the city where I'm from, and it's always been musically inclined, basically home, birthplace for jazz and whatnot, and it's the old saying, man, in New Orleans, like you either gonna get your first chopper or you're gonna get your first band instrument. That's just the way it go.
yeah,
A gun or a band instrument. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, a few play sports because I play sports also, but just survival in that city.
yeah,
Because we different, man. It's like, got a lot of cities that gangbang. You know, New Orleans, we don't. We stand on our wards, our areas. We have our projects, but you have the houses. And in most cities, the projects are like the most violent areas, but the
right,
houses are just as violent.
right,
And so growing up in this type of city where, yeah, inside of New Orleans, the racism, because it's like a melting pot, but outside of the city, you know what I'm saying? It's very racist. You know what I'm saying? And so, you're living in a city where we're below the poverty level. You know what I'm saying? Education was always low. You know what I'm saying? So you had certain choices. You know what I
right,
mean? To try to make it out in rap at one time, that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, a escape route. You know what I'm saying? Because we were kind of like DC. DC have go-go, we have bounce. So
right,
for a guy that rapped lyrically, you wasn't gonna fit in. So we had our own style of music, and
yeah,
and they only pushed like in New York, how New York would only play their artists. New Orleans would
right,
only play their artists, their bounce artists. And so, coming out of New Orleans with a rap dream, nobody was looking for us. You know what I'm saying? And so to be able to have done what I've done and traveled the road I've traveled, man, it's been, it's been sometimes I still, honest to God, you said legend, right? And a lot of guys that call themselves that, but I believe in letting the people say it. You earn that. You earn that right. And a lot of us at No Limit will tell you until social media, we never saw ourselves as that. Like we
Right.
would really get geek when somebody be like, "Man, Serv, you're a legend." I'm like, "Wait, who? Huh?" But okay, thank you. I appreciate you. That's why it means so much every time I hear it.
Right.
And I think that's New Orleans, man. New Orleans is a city that is so different, bro. It's the violence, you know what I'm saying? Because it was once they said, man, we only Mardi Gras and murder. That's it, Mardi Gras, murder, and music, the three
Mm.
L's. And so it's a different city, man, because we have battles within our city. We have within the black community, light skin, dark skin battles. You know what I'm saying? Even within all the way in high school in the sports, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It might, it's a lot, man. But that's where I come from, man. And I wouldn't trade it for nothing, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And the beauty about it, you find beauty in struggle, and I think that was something that me watching you and watching you evolve
Mhm.
and seeing you go musically over the years. I think that what I really enjoyed the most was how you did it with grace. You did it
Yeah.
with style, and you never, no matter what situation that you were in, I don't feel like you ever compromise your integrity. Now that's something I'm sure that you learned at an early age. But tell me about
Yeah.
you connecting with Master P and how how that started.
Okay. Well, which is crazy. And then even just to touch slightly on, my mother raised me. My father was murdered when I was 4.
Oh,
And so my mother raised me working 3 jobs. And one thing she used to always instill in me, and I'll get to the P thing just to, because I've been told that before about how I handle myself. My mother used to always, even though we buried her January 11th of this year, she was 93. She lived a good life. But her thing was when she would see me, she would be like, I'm like, well, Mom, about to go out of town. We got a show or whatever. And she'd be like, you know what you need to do, right? And I'd be like, and it's all the time since I was a child. And I'm like, yeah, I said, I know. She said, what? I said, be a man. She said, your father was a man. Be a man always. She said, if you don't be a man, she says, with no reason for you to exist. Your father was a man. Be a man. And that stuck with me. And then being in the military, I stayed military minded. You know what I'm saying? Kara as well. I stayed military minded, man, and I'm still structured that way. And No Limit was structured that way. So with P, it was crazy because growing up, his brother Kevin, who was killed, that was my guy. I used to run around, follow him playing basketball. And then me and, Corey Miller, free Corey Miller. See, his name is Corey. My name is Corey. So it'd be Corey and Corey. We all played ball together. And
right.
then Pete started coming up as a ball player in the city, big time. Like he was one of them. And I started following him around wherever he was at. I went. And so, long story short, we all went our ways for a lot of years. And KLC and I was in Atlanta at Jack the Rappers. A lot of young boys don't know about Jack the Rappers, going looking for a deal, man. And we was going there to meet Jermaine Dupri because I had somebody knew him. And I wanted to get him my song, got to get my Serv-On, one of the first songs I ever did. And in between that, as you know, that's when Luke Skywalker and Death Row, they had their beef. And
Yeah.
they met at the Peachtree Marriott Marquise and they just start fighting everywhere. And I'm like, man, how this happen? You know what I'm saying? And in the middle of the fight, P, Silk, and C, which I grew up with them, they came over like, man, what you doing here? In the middle of the fight, like, they packed, of course, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And he was like, man, P was like, I got a label, man. I'm telling you about to do big things. And we was like, well, we down here to meet Jermaine. He was like, well, come talk to me. So we went ate at IHOP, you know what I'm saying? And I gave him the cassette, and so, a couple of weeks passed, he was talking about this downside hustler stuff and things like that and getting on that. And I'm watching a video out there. He was still in the Bay. I'm looking at this West Coast Bad Boys video, and they got a hook on the song said how to get our Serv-On, but y'all don't hear me though. I called Kale. I said, bruh, did that dude just take our hook, right? Took the hook.
Wow.
And he was like, he said, you serious? I said, man, listen. I called him. I said, yo, I said, what's going on, bro? He was like, not much, man. We gonna get at you, man. We definitely want to get at you. I said, say, bro, you took my hook, dog, off my song. He was like, man, come on, you know. I said, P, you know where we from. I said, you know, we need to holler about that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm gonna bring y'all up. Y'all come do 2 songs. And my mother was a stickler on me about doing what's right because I got put out the military 3 days before I got out for drug distribution. So, you know, I went to the university, so they say, for a little bit, you know, and so my mother was always on me after that. So it was like, Mom, like, I'm going up there, it's legal money. You're gonna pay us 20. This back in 93, he talking about giving us 2,500 per song. That's, you know, so it's a lot, you know, back then, just giving me a song for a song. And so that's how we connected. And me being me, I was into a lot of stuff. And, you know, so we were supposed to go later, and I got into some situations where they was coming to my mother's house at 5 in the morning, you know, looking for me. So I called him, and he was like, look, get to the airport. You make it through the night through the airport, plane ticket there for you. Come on out here for a little while, chill. I got my mama straight, made sure my guys watch out for mom's house or whatever. And me and KL and Mia got on the plane, and
Uh,
we went to Oakland. And so, you know, that's how that was the beginning of that.
wow. So you're in Oakland right now, and I know that.
Haywood, California, but you know, right there about.
Right. And I'm
Yeah.
feeling like, I mean, what's going through your mind right now? Like this music thing is about to happen. I mean, just the divine intervention, and you're
It was
feeling.
too.
Yeah, I mean, are you feeling like in a state of like disbelief? Like, man, I can't believe my life is happening this quick. Or how did you feel?
But you know the crazy part about it, right? Um, I'm out there, and I'm from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Just like LA guys and New York guys, they don't want they could get in trouble and go live somewhere else, but how do you always get caught? They go back because they miss home.
Miss
And
Hum.
so now I'm out there, and you know, then I'm like everything kind of cool down, you know, with the situation. And you know, and then at that time I was, you know, in a deep relationship, and she was in college. And so now I done left that. I done left my mom, you know what I'm saying? And so my mind is like getting to understand Oakland, right? And Haywood and all those areas, the Bay, because the Bay is so different, you know, and but then also because I play basketball, you know what I'm saying, for real. Not like some of these rappers, you know, they show up, shoot a little
Are you
shot
doing
and
for
throw
real?
stuff. Yeah, yeah, you know, I did it for real. You know, we did it for real. No Limit guys did it for real. And so he also was gonna get me a school up there because he promised my mom. He said, "Look, he ain't gonna just be rapping. I'm gonna get him in school playing basketball." And so I was up there, you know, also with that, and that was kind of occupying me. But at first, I was just like learning the Bay Area, where you know it's cold. You know, it's hot in the day, cold at night. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you know that was the home of jacking. You know what I'm saying? Like LA Jack, Day Jack, and the Bay. So it was like really learning a new way. You know, but then I started realizing where I was at, bro. When
Yeah.
I got to meet E40, he introduced me to E40, you know, and introduced me to, I got to meet Too Short, JT the Bigger Figure. You know,
Wow.
I started meeting all these Bay Area, you know, giants, you know what I'm saying? And E40 don't even realize he's the reason my album came out, you know. And so, you know, and really got my fair shot. So now I'm up there, and the first song I do is with L. Eaton, which is Too
Wow.
Short's producer, the multi-platinum L. Eaton. Then I meet EXT, you know, another multi-platinum. So now I'm looking like, damn, this really happened. Like, you know, like this, man, this where it's at. This where the independent game really took off at. You know, and so for me, and then with P, it was still work because he kept me with him. He made me learn the streets of Oakland and all that, so driving here and there. And then he was teaching me at the same time. So
Wow.
now I'm just like, you know, just in disbelief, missing home, but at the same time, I'm excited because I've always been somebody that I love knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you never can learn enough. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was watching his mastery, man. When I look at it today and what he did and how he did it, he didn't have it on paperwork. He didn't have a business plan of what he did. It was just here. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it was a master at work. So that's what I'm thinking. Now we up there because me and me, Mia, and Kale and Moby, we're in the apartment and we called ourselves three niggas in the broad. And so yeah, so we in the apartment, man, and I'm trying not to go to old ways and P like you gotta chill and see Murder coming in and out, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, going up and back home because he loved home, you know, and Big Ed was up there who and King George, you know, so that original No Limit. But it was different, man, because we from New Orleans, we different, man. We just have a different mindset.
Yeah, and a different mindset. But one thing that I loved also was the fact that, people don't realize how difficult it can be, not only being in that kind of situation, having different personalities, and you're going through the
Mm.
struggle, you know, it's like brothers and sisters like arguing, and I'm
Man, yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah, man, we because it's sad to say, man, and one of the reasons why not only did I love Mia because that was big sis and mama to us. She really act like a mama to us, and I'm older than her, right? But and she's a hell of an artist. But she was strongest woman I know. Soon as she got up there, our best friend, a female Jill, was killed. You know,
Uh,
then right before that, her kid's father was killed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so, but she's taking care of us like we are children. And she'll tell you, if you see in her interviews, she'll be like, Serv, I used to fuss at him all the time because he was a sneaky one. He was always scheming for something, right? And so now and I think she kept that in line. Like if it looked like one of us was gonna have a disagreement, she'd come out that room, like, what's going on? Everybody get quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't gonna tolerate it. And even she was the type, if we had girlfriends at home or wives, right? Whoever was married, you couldn't bring another female around her because she met your girl. She met your wife. She didn't play that. She said, don't do that in front of me. She would walk up to a female and be like, who you
uh,
here for? Like, who you here for? She was like, I know his girlfriend. So, yeah, I hope
wow.
you just didn't watch TV. If not, you got to go. And then when we had those issues, missing our females and you going through things, she's sitting us down. And the one thing she did that kept us close, she cooked dinner every day and made us sit down, stop doing music, stop whatever we're doing, and eat.
I
You know what I'm
love,
saying?
I love
Every hit KL made was after she fed him. So
that's
it wasn't we
love.
didn't have no issues. We didn't play with her, and we was thankful for P giving us that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted the challenge. We saw the E40s, bro. You know, you looking at E40 a lot of people don't know when the plane coming in to Oakland, the captain on the flight says to the left of you at the top of the ravine in the all white house, that is the Platinum Mortis E40. Now imagine a young rapper, inspired rapper on a plane, first time coming to Oakland, and you looking out the window, and the pilot is announcing that's his house on the top of the ravine. The same house that was on the Jive cover, where he had the all white pool table back in the day. And
Wow.
the point they announced his house, then they announced Hammer House.
Oh, snap.
Think
MC.
about that, dude. Yeah, think about that. You or when we going down to LA to Priority and Cube walking past you, and you like,
That's
man, that's
cute.
Cube. Like that's America's Most Wanted, dog. That's Cube, man. Bro, that's Cube, dog. And
Yeah.
so and that's what it was, man, being up there.
And I want to say shout out to Mia X. I want to be with you. You did it. You did a record with her. I want to be with you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was a really nice single.
Yeah, it's scary. It was scary though, man, because it's two people at No Limit that you never want to go before or after in the song. Mia and Mystical. And
Oh,
because Mama knew she had to hold her own in a man-driven, I call rap the most egotistical sport in the world
in
because
the
we
world,
all think we're the best. It's
right?
egotistical, and so being in a male-driven business, she lyrically, you didn't want to go before because then everybody gonna be like, I ain't trying to hear you. I want to hear Mia. You go after what she done left you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
She
And
was
so, and it was challenging like that. In the morning, bro, we go back to hip hop, man. to real essence of hip hop, we would put in, like cassettes. That's how far we go back, cassettes. And we would put cassettes with beats on them. And we freestyle in the morning until P got in the car. And then when he got in the car, a lot of people don't know he never wrote. Everything he ever did, he freestyled. He never, ever wrote, period. So now he in there freestyling. So we going where we going, and it's freestyling. So it was like tuning yourself up. You know what I'm saying? And that was being around her, Mia. She forced you to be better. She forced you to be a man. She wasn't tolerate. She was like, I'm not gonna live around nobody that's not gonna protect me or stand, and then being from, family of Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Her family is Black Panthers. So, it wasn't no touch, she wasn't tolerating no disrespect, she wasn't tolerating no weak Black man. Period. So that's what it was like. She used to be in her room with the door closed, freezing, and she used to have a voodoo doll from New Orleans in it, right? And she used to call me in the room, and I'd be like, I ain't coming in there with that thing in there, man. She's like, come in. I'm like, what? She's calling Miss Lucy, right? She said, Miss Lucy and I both know you're doing something you ain't got no business doing. And she wasn't lying. I was like, Mia, what you talking about? She was like, I know you. She said, you're too quiet. What you did? Because I used to take the van and me and C and go leave and go in Oakland where P didn't want us to go and, go do different things that we wasn't supposed to do, man. And she would catch me every time. She said, come here. She said, I know you did. I know you did something. She said, tell me the truth. And that's the way she was, man. She's a caring individual. She's a strong individual. A hell of a rap. She took music very serious, though. Like, the way artists used to be. It wasn't just about a bunch of money for her. It was about being one of the best females to ever do it and one of the best rappers to ever do it.
Yeah.
So it was an honor,
I'm telling you. And that the debut album now, you're working your way up, you're going through training camp, so, and now you're getting to the point where you got this album. Life Insurance. I mean, how tell about the process of this?
Well, I did a song for like a little excerpt. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, that we used to do it. We used to do it No Limit, like a commercial. And I did a commercial called "Fuck a Dead Man," and that was the name of the song. And I told a story that was really true. You know what I'm saying? And so E40 heard it, and E40 told P, "Which one that is? Who is it?" And P pointed to me. It's like the Serv-On, and he was like, "You better put his album out." And P had that respect for him. Week later, he was like, "Yo, let's go shopping, man. We got to get your commercial done." And just a funny story going into it. He pulls the hearse up, right? And he got gold D's on the hearse. He made them change the rims to gold D's, right? You know what I'm saying? Dings, right? And he said, yeah. He said, look, I said, I'm not getting in the back of that, man, until my time. I'm not getting in there. He was like, Serv, I'm not playing with you. You're not. I said, what you putting me, bro? What, we got any issues, any problem? Why you want me to get in the back of this hearse? He was like, no, I want you to get in the front. I said, and then you're going to get out and open the door. I was like, I thought we had some issues. And you know what I'm saying? He done pulled the hearse up. I'm like sitting on gold D's. And then I started learning, how intelligent this man was. And so with life insurance, I used to always talk about, paper, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. And so my concept for life insurance, people don't understand. They saw me in a casket, right? And the woman standing over me, and he was holding a briefcase of money. And I try to tell people what life insurance was. In this life, when you are born, how do they know who you are? By your what? Birth certificate.
Right.
That's paper. Your social security card, paper, right? When you die, your death certificate, that's paper. What do we live to do? Get money, paper. Our whole life is surrounded. Our most important situations, your whole life is insured by paper.
By paper.
Always. So that's what life insurance was about, and so when I did it, I was nervous, bro, because I was different from them. I learned to rap on the East Coast. I was taught by a dude, from my dude Champ in the military from Texas, and my guy Penloke from LA. And they,
Right.
you know, I used to want to rap, and so they taught me how to write and everything, just and things like that. So I learned to rap on the East Coast, and I'm from New Orleans, so the styles was mixed, down south dialect, but the East Coast style. And
Right.
so I'm looking at what they've been doing so far. So now I'm nervous. Everybody either going top five or not. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to be the one to mess it up. So KL one day told me, he said, "Look, we came a long way for this," because KL was my producer. He came with me. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Why don't you calm down?" He said, "You're not afraid of the streets." He said, "What you afraid of right now? What you so afraid of?"
Oh,
He said, "Be yourself." And the thing about it was, and what he did was, because he tell people my album, it's used to be like a party, like basically. And he took and he don't drink, and he went and got me like some tequila. And he was like, shoot a shot of tequila. You know you drink that. So just shoot a shot, man, and we get to work. And I took that shot of tequila and I put the bottle to the side. And, you know, I calmed down. And then see Murder, we always been so close. And he was like, "Man, just do what you gotta do." And then P wasn't the type to be on top of us. We had to give him 5 songs. We had to turn in 28 songs in 2 weeks, or your album didn't come out.
wow.
Yeah, but he wanted 5 songs out you. He wanted a Miss My Homie song, a female song, uh, street song, more or less, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And the song, cars and stuff like that, stuff going in the South, and then you could do whatever you want with your album. He didn't control that. He said, "Give me those 5 songs to work with." You know what I'm saying? And then the other 23, you do whatever you want to do. And
Wow.
so, and it was easier for me, and then me and Cape, we was fighting for a long time to get to this position. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's crazy.
so
And you got
yeah, man. Mhm.
and you got to that position, and I'm telling you, when I heard that album, and I think when me from growing up from in Miami,
Yeah,
it really it hit the streets in a different kind of way, because everybody was like really listening to what you were saying.
yeah,
It had lyrical substance to it,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
just felt you, brother.
And I appreciate that, man, because it's so crazy when people talk about that album and somebody told me you got to make another one. I wouldn't know how. I
Right.
wouldn't know how, because that was the most organic and pure album that that I have ever done in my life, right? Because out of all the stuff I've done, because I finally got to be myself, like, and because being around all of them, sometimes like I gotta be this kind of no, and I was wrestling with that because I refused to try to be like anybody else, because my
Right.
mother, remember what my mother said, be a man. Your father was a man. You know what I'm saying? And a man does not replicate. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, man, it was just like, it was just, it was scary though at first. I didn't want to be the one to fail. But once I start getting into it and just being able to be me, and then start putting together my history of everything, into that album, because a lot of people don't know, that was one of the truest albums that it wasn't no exaggeration. Like the things that I really went through and I dealt with, and what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it, and that's what I talk to young artists about now, man. You got to be true to yourself, because years
Oh,
later, you know, you do interviews like this, and somebody is telling you, "Hey, I appreciate your album, man, and you guys did that album, did this for me." And then
right.
now you don't even know how to conversate with them, because you really wasn't you was just doing it to win, so
Right.
to say. It
Exactly.
wasn't like saying, and then I come from, and our generation was a generation of, yeah, we wanted the money, we wanted all that for our family, but we wanted to live forever. We wanted to leave our name. We wanted to be talked about 20, 30, 40, 50 years later,
Right.
you know? And so when we did, our generation, we did music, we really put everything in it. We even wrestled with the fact of, I'm not gonna lie in this song. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
our
Right.
generation is gonna test you. They gonna
Right.
test you, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And and so that album, man, meant so much. You know what I'm saying? Because that was me at the fullest capacity. You know, no bunch of money, no bunch of jewelry, none of, as they say, the rapper kid. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
was just me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I love? I love the fact that you said that it was scary, and that lets me know how real you are as a person. Because a lot of people, they be faking the bacon, man.
Yeah.
They can't be vulnerable and say those things, and it's so important for people that are watching, that look up to you, to hear someone of your stature, where you
Mm.
are at and where you've gone, to be able to say, man, it was scary.
Yeah, yeah, it was, bro, because, and I want people to hear that. I want people to understand, because now, now, and I also can help them and say, you can't, because I learned that if you're afraid to fail, you will never succeed. And I learned, and I learned through that. You feel what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
learned through that, and because I live by a motto now, just because of those times, never be afraid to be great. It's your right and it's your destiny. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, but I tell people like, oh, it's okay to be scared. But what the greatest thing you can do is how you overcome your fear. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
here.
And it's gonna last with you for a lifetime. Because I remember KL them. He's like, I got this, and Moby got this, and Craig B got this, and I was their guy because you know I didn't hang with the rappers, so to say, as much, right? That was my
Right.
guys. We played ball together, but I hung with the producers. I just like being around them. So they were happy because they know with my album, it was like, he's not gonna come in and say, I want this track, I want this style, I want this, that. I turn to them and I tell artists, try what I tried. My producers make me. And I go to them and say, give me what you think that I should be giving them. I'm gonna put the words to it. I follow my producers. If KL or somebody say, and that's like with young producers now who look at me as a legend when man, I'm so happy to do it, and they try to send me this stuff, and I'll be like, nah, I follow you. You know
Right.
what sound needs to go out there now and what needs to change. I got the lyrics. Just tell me what you see and what you think, and send me the track and make something that you want the world to hear. I'm gonna take care of my part for you. And a lot of producers be like, "You serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I follow my producers. They don't follow me." And a lot of artists never do. A lot of artists like, "I know what I want. I need a track for this, that, and that."
Right. Right.
No, I follow my producers because most of them always was DJs who know better. Who know better what sound should hit and what should go?
That's
A
true.
producer.
A
So
producer.
I follow that's my way of doing music even to this day. It just when I meet the young ones, man, that are happy to work with me, and when I tell them that, they get quiet, and I'm like, no, seriously, tell me the idea you have. I said, I'm gonna
Right.
take care of the lyrics, but what sound you want the world to hear? If it's a sound you've been perfecting that you think it's gonna hit, give it to me. I'm gonna
Right.
follow you. You know what I'm saying? And that's my process. I follow my producers.
I love that process, and that process got you success, because then you went to the next level.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
that
talk
was that
about the
was
next,
different.
man. Platinum, platinum, platinum now.
Yeah, because now I've done life insurance and I saw the effect of it. And then it became about being a legend one day, being never forgotten. You know what I'm saying? That my kids can sit back and show their kids like that's Papa. You know what I'm saying? That's your Papa or whatever, right? And so for me, and I always say this, man, some people get mad at me when I say it. They're like, man, I served the album was everything. And I said, I made a mistake. And it was like, what mistake? I changed my rap style. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt it, but people felt like no, and I changed it back to what I how I did rap before. You know what I'm saying? And because K Solo was one of my favorite artists, so that's why I spell stuff. And people always say, "Man, you always spelling your name." That was homage to him. And the platinum bottoms that have always had platinum bottoms. You know what I'm saying? That was God dog, oh man, I'll be ashamed of myself. Um, it's gonna come to me, but so when I did the next level, it was like they know me now, but I need to now make my stamp. Scarface and LL was my favorite rappers of all times. Those were my idols. You know what I'm saying? And so, and for me, man, it was just like I gotta be different. I wanna stand out. Because life insurance, I stayed to myself. Next
Right.
level, I was like, you know what? I see my peers out there. I won't stand amongst them now. I want them to know who I am. I want to walk up and LL, if he see me, he'd know my name. And this album has to be that one,
Right.
to make my name be known. And, and then, of course, Big Pun. I was a big fan of his. I was a big fan of Fat Joe, but me had already did something with him. And to tell you something a lot of people don't know, what really pushed me in rap, I was in New York when I was in the Navy. A friend of mine was uh, from the Far Rockaway, and he
Right.
took me out to New York, and I freestyled in front of some New York dudes, and they was like, "You nice, man, but I want you to remember I said it earlier." And it was like, they said, "Where you from?" I said, "New Orleans." It was like, "Nah, kid, y'all ain't number murder and Mardi Gras. Y'all can't rap," and it pissed me off. I really wanted to hit him, right? Because we're from New Orleans, we don't talk. It's like Miami. I'm gonna hit you. I ain't
Yeah.
talking to you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't with all that. Same way. And so I was mad, and I told him, I said, "I'll be back." And this is a true story. I said, "I'll be back." I said, You'll hear from me one day. I'll be back." They're like, "Yeah, kid, all right." We went out and enjoyed ourselves and whatever. And so, so when I did the next level, my thing was I want to do something with a New York artist, Just Ice, who used to wear the
About
plaits
to
in the
say,
bottom.
yeah.
That's what I wanted. And then, Nia did it with Fat Joe, and I was a Pun fan because I'm watching and I'm liking, and so P was like, he said, you want to do the song with Pun? I'm like, New York. I remember. And that was right around the time when that dude did me that was around the time that Andre got booed and he said the South got something to say. So now my mind frame was I want to be part of the reason that they get replaced in New York. So it was personal. You know what I'm saying? And so when we did with the song with Pun, P was like, "You know where you going, right?" I said, Where were you talking about?" He said, "You're going to New York and do it." Remember, I told dude I'll be back,
Be back.
right? We get to New York, and let me tell you how crazy life is. Fat Joe, and I tell a lot of guys, man, a lot of people talk about they tough and they did some rap and they did this. We got to New York, that's who picked us up. That's who made sure we was good, right? And we had a funny moment, man. That stuff had happened to Pac, right? And we was at that studios, right? So we come out, Quad Studio, we come out one way. So we like, where Fat Joe them? And he come out another way down the street. So, we looking like, we thinking something, not right or whatever. And, he came down, man, come on, we going to Jimmy's Cafe, man. We going to have fun or whatever. And, and he was like, Pun is sleep, but he wants you to come see it. Went to see him, woke up, we talked for a minute. He was like, "Okay, I'll see you in studio." And I learned when I got to, I wanted to have fun and do this, that, and that. And Pun was like, "Nah, let's work, let's do it." You know what I'm saying? And so I took that challenge and we did that in New York. And so we get back, and P was like, "Got one more thing for you. Didn't you promise somebody you was gonna go back to New York? You was gonna come back one day?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, you remember." He was like, "Well, you gonna shoot your video out there?" And for me, that was my return. And
Wow.
people, and I was one of the first artists to shoot their video, and even with New York artists in Times Square. If
Wow.
you're in the beginning where the chair was at, and Pun Man, I respect him, God rest his soul. People don't know he had a broken foot, and you see him standing in every parts of it. He had a broken foot.
Uh,
It's about 20 degrees. Then we were in the tunnel, and you got Kappa down there, Shakim, from Wu-Tang,
One of
and
the
for
best,
me,
Big Pun, one of the best. Rest in peace.
man, that dude, and I watched something with them. I love the family they had, because when we sat down to eat, Pun was on one end of the table, Joe was on the other, and all the rest of them, Terror Squad was sitting on the side, and they ate together. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I see why we're who we are and they're who they are, because it's family. You know
Family.
what I'm saying? And Pun was that guy. A lot of people don't know it. If Pun spoke, they listen. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And Joe was that architect. So and it was a beautiful thing, man. When and I got to shoot in the tunnel and things like that, man, in the legendary Tunnel Club. But
Tunnel.
most important, yeah, man, I promise. And then I had the first video vixen, Gloria. Goddamn, I forgot her name.
But
Um,
Paulette,
yeah, that was her first video. My
wow.
video was her first video. If you look at the beginning, we're in a limo. She's right next to me. Yeah, that
Oh,
was her first
what?
video, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The first joint?
Yep, that was her first joint, man. Her first video, should tell you that was her first, like major video. And I always laugh and I'm like, damn, I had the first video vixen. She was before Melissa Ford and stuff like that. And I was like, but being a Mecca, because I believe in one thing. I believe that New York is the father. They created it. The West Coast is that badass son that always wants to start shit. You know that. You know how the West Coast dudes are. The Midwest is that quiet son that if you bother, it's gonna be some problems. And
Right.
the South is the ambitious, real son that just,
Right.
the younger son. In the South, I feel but we were more ambitious, and we always had dreams of doing this and doing something big and work harder. And so now I'm from the South, and I'm on in New York shooting a video where it all started, and where they
Wow.
wouldn't even sign. They wouldn't even sign. You know what I'm saying? Southern artists. One of my idols, Russell Simmons, business idols, wouldn't sign an artist from the South. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And here I'm shooting a video there. So the next level meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? It was just me finally becoming an artist, not
Coming
just
on.
becoming a fan of it.
Right.
And so
That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense. And
Yeah. So
very well put, because you're transforming. It's almost like that butterfly, right? You
yeah.
turn, you're spreading your wings now, and
hmm
the record sales are off the charts. No Limit is just a huge success right now. Things are just looking crazy. You guys are dominating,
Number one album, man.
dominating.
Yeah.
And
I had the
so
number one album,
that,
man.
is there things that are happening in the industry that you weren't prepared for mentally? Because you hear the story that when you get successful, things start coming at you, and everybody can say, oh yeah, well, I would have done that. But when you're actually in it, how does it feel?
Man, I tell people it's the greatest feeling in the world to stand on stage and watch people know your words, fans. That's the most beautiful feeling, bro, when you're on stage and you've now made it, so to say, and they know it. I did it once, man, as things started really going, and I just took the moment for maybe a few bars. Well, I'm saying I'm doing Best Friend Be My Lady, the song I did, and
Oh,
and I
love it.
just stopped. I stopped, and they were singing it to me, talking. I'm like, dear God, thank you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, look, my friends, I was in the car when I freestyled the first time for my friends, and it was five of us. Four of them told me, "Shut up, you play ball and you hustle." One of them told me, "Man, I like it, keep going." I start my flashback. I remember them days. I remember my girlfriend at one time. I was at her brother party, and I took and did like karaoke over LL I'm Bad, right? And she broke up with me, said I embarrassed her. All that went through my mind,
All
listening, watching it,
that.
watching them
Wow.
saying, Y'all laughed at me. You broke up with me. You know,
Wow.
people was like, you ain't playing ball no more. What you thinking? All that flash, like, wow. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Look, they know my words. They know me. You know what I'm saying? And that was those moments. And then also you had the other side of it, which was I realized I didn't own my life anymore. I'm an artist, a rap artist, and you got to stop and take pictures. You with your family. I didn't like that part of it because I always wanted to still be regular. I used to get fussed at. Me and C Murder used to always get fussed at because we go in places we normally went, and P had to really like, yo, sir, you can't do that. And I'm like, for what? I'm me. I'm not worrying about And they like, and I start understanding it. And then it starts saddening me because, I have friends I grew up with. And, usually we could joke, you joke and laugh and y'all go at each other, roast each other, whatever, and doing that. And then instead of like, my name Cora, instead of like, man, Coach, shut up, like that, right? They would be like, what, because you Serv-On, you could say that? What's up? Well, what's up with that? And you're sitting there and I'm
wow.
like, damn, dog, like
Right.
that. And
Right.
I watch Friends turn on Friends, trying to get my favor. Like, I will leave my cause, because I felt like I wanted everybody to enjoy it. And even
Right.
in your city, I remember taking my guys down to Miami. It
Right.
was supposed to be there for a weekend, and your city. I call it Miami because once it get there, you think it belongs to you. Miami instead of Miami, right? We got there on a Friday. We're supposed to come back Monday, man. We came back the following Monday, right? And I watched friends say, man, he had your card and he did this. I'm like, I don't care. And I watched them, and I just start feeling like, nah, this ain't for me. I like it when nobody kind of knew me.
Wow.
And I was just coming up and I went through that. And then my kids, man, I never saw none of them take their first steps. I would come home and they walking. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so that was the other sides of it, but the beautiful sides of it always for me, man, and I don't see how artists don't get this today, performing, being in
That's right.
front of these people that spend their last dollar. Probably
Uh,
bought you my album before, instead of getting a 48 pack of Pampers, they got 24 so they could get my CD. And I loved it, dog. I love bumping into them. I love talking to them,
right.
and that was the beauty of it. And then one of the most beautiful things is now my peers know who I am. See, a lot
Right.
of rappers forget how great they are and how idolized and respected they are. When you're walking and I see Scarface and I was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And you Serv-On, and I'm like, "Bro, I could have just died right then and there, though. Like it's
Right.
over."
Bro. Yeah.
Passing LL, man, I told you my two, and I didn't
That's
want to bother him, like because
what,
I wanted to say so bad, like, "Yo, I had my pants leg up like you." My girlfriend
yeah.
broke up with me because I did you so. I wanted to so bad, and I was
Right.
just like passing, and I'm like, that little dumb, egotistical way we all are. Like, I see you, you see me, and I'm like, I don't think you really know who I am. And he was like, "Hey, what's up, kid? What's up, sir? Yo, you don't understand. Your name James Todd Smith. My name Edward Corey Smith. I wore my pants leg up. The
Oh,
first
right.
song I learned, you know what I'm saying, was my radio that I
Right.
learned from in the end, rock the bells from in the end. I'm sitting there like this nigga shaking my hand and he know me. See,
Right.
we've lost that humility today. We've
Love
lost
it.
that, the love of it. Like, and seeing, being somewhere where Eminem asks, which one, what Serv-On at? And you like, damn, a meeting Jay, you know what I'm saying? And we that or seeing Ice Cube, like I told you, walking up the hallway, or E40 saying, "What's up, Playboy?" and walking past, like, damn, that's 40. Or in your city, one of the Godfathers who nobody they piss me off when they don't respect him, dog. Luke
Don't.
Skywalker.
Yes.
We have freedom of speech because of Luke, dog.
Because
And
of.
I got to meet him in Ohio, and at that time I had the #1 album in the world. And he had a show, and somebody had booked me, and I was up there. And man, I saw walking through the hotel, and it was like, oh, that's the Godfather.
That's the
We got
God.
Lil J and we got Luke. That's one of the Godfathers. Like that's Luke. That's Don't Stop Get. That's everything, dog. That's Luke. And it's like he turned around. He said, "Sir, what's happening?" Oh man. And you know, Luke, you like any of this? You know, you like one of these? And I'm sitting there like, damn, he offered me a Luke test. I'm like, man, I'm married. I can't. But that's the beauty, dog. That's the thing we've lost in this, the humbleness, the love and the respect.
Oh, you
You know what
talking
I'm
about that?
saying? Huh?
You talking about that beauty?
Yeah, you know, yeah, and just the beauty of who we are, because we are in music, we are a fraternity, dog. We want the same, we dream the same, we walk the same,
We
just like
are.
like
Yeah,
fraternities. We stand by the same codes when we're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, just
so true.
next level, when the next level after the next level, it was like, damn, I'm here. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like people see me and pull over their car, saw me getting out, and man, can I take a picture with you? Can I do, you know, back then you had cameras, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I know that you worked with Soldier. Can you tell us a
Hmm.
little bit about your time with him?
Well, you know, I knew Soldier when I first got with KL, you know, because KL was like, you know, KL was Soldier's, you know, he was Soldier's, you know, DJ and everything, man. And so, so I got to see him, man, and this dude, man, you know, a lot of people say, you know, they live their lyrics. Nah, he lived them. He lived them for real, dog. He lived his lyrics, man. He literally lived them. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like, man, I mean, this guy would go through something and come in there and do the song exactly about what happened right after it happened. You
yeah,
know, and a lot of people look at the gangster part of him. Dude was funny, man. Had keep you laughing. But he was somebody that even if you was wrong, he had your back and he'd stand in front of you. He'd tell you later you was wrong. Wrong, you was wrong as a mother, you know. And he was a good son and a good big brother. See, people
wow,
don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he was that ultimate, I got you. I'm down for you, whether you're wrong or right. Him and C Murder, man, was two of the same. One was just dark skin, one was light skin. Both of them was tall. You know
thing.
what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And you know, and he was the type, if it's 10 and it's just you and him, he ain't running.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes he had too much heart. He was like Pop. Him and C both, they heart was so big, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Where, you know, backing down was they rather die before they back down. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But he was so talented. I mean, when you talking about talented, and see in New Orleans, you had people that bounce and they just did bounce music, which is like chanting and whatever, right?
right.
But and then you had some who was able to transition into rap and be hell of a rappers. Mia, Slim, Juvenile. You feel what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And Slim was one of them. He came from bouncing, then he was just a hell of a rapper, man. And he loved it, man. It wasn't just everybody just think about the gangster life, the gangster shit, the thug shit with him. Nah, that dude was an artist at heart. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? He was an artist at heart, man. He took his craft very serious. It wasn't just a game for him. He took it very serious, man. And so, that losing him was, it was rough because he was right there. It just got his deal. He was gonna be a hell of a CEO of his label. You
Yeah,
know, he was a smart dude, man. So, man, you talking about somebody you could sit down and yeah, he gonna talk gangster while you're doing it, right? But he
right.
could sit down and sit down and philosophize with you about life, about world issues, about situations. You know, you gonna laugh. You know, you're gonna laugh. It might if he talking about the president. Say if he was here today, he may be like, man, that bitch Trump, man. You know that whole dog. Yeah, but let me tell you, the bitch with the money and the economy and the jobs, and he gonna break that shit down. Yeah,
Well,
man. He was a very intelligent dude, man. You know, I mean, he was intelligent, bro. You know, and I think people didn't get to see that if he would have lived long enough and what he was gonna do with his label. And
right.
he was, and he loved his mom, Miss Linda. You know, that's why when I see Miss Linda and Biggie mom, if I see him, just see a picture of him, I hurt for him because that was their only son. And
Yeah,
Miss and with Biggie mom, that was his only, you know what I'm saying? That was her
yeah,
only, child, and so, with him, it's the same with his mama. Like this lady's strong, man, because she will never get a break. She is his mama. Everywhere she go, they love her to death. They will protect her, and they know she's his mom. So
Yeah.
she would never get peace, like because and I think she don't want it. She loves the fact that her son is loved, But when I see it, it's hard because it was senseless.
Yeah.
Everything in rap, man, senseless. The young man down in Jacksonville that just happened with Julio Folio, senseless.
Julio. Yeah. So
Rap
senseless.
shouldn't rap being a rapper shouldn't be on the top 5 list of most dangerous jobs, bro.
I'm telling you, man.
It
I'm
should
telling
never be that way.
you, that's so deep. But you know what? We got to get better. Man, I don't know what to think sometimes, but I just pray that something can touch, some of those people out there that are just being senseless, man, doing crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
man. It's right now, man. I think rap wise, man, the reality of it, I think a lot of youngsters have a misconception of it. And we had circles, you know, and we didn't have so many people involved. Our fans were our fans, and you know, we was more worried about making hits and making the money to take care of families. And it's like these days, I think these young guys are doing it to be hood superstars.
Right,
We did it to be legends, to be some of the best to ever do it, to be remembered. And I
right,
think a lot of these guys want to be remembered as the most gangster to ever do it.
right,
And they're not worrying about their peers. They're worrying about what the streets see them as. And as young black people, man, we've lost our way in so many ways, man, because it's and I always tell people, man, and social media is the gift and the curse.
yes.
I love social media, don't get me wrong, but I do also feel like, man, it's one of the most addictive drugs ever created.
Right.
Think about it. Think
It
about it.
really is.
People get so consumed in it, it destroys them and it breaks them. They have to have it. When you wake up, most 8 out of 10 people wake up, and the first thing they turn to do is what?
Go to social media.
You feel what I'm saying? And or better yet, look at kids. I remember my little girl. She'll probably see this and get mad. And I told her, I said, she did something, and I said, all right, you got a choice. You're gonna be punished, can't go nowhere for 30 days, for a month, because of what she did. Or give me that phone for a week, 5 days. She's like, give me the 30. And I put that on social media to see how many people say, when somebody lose their phone,
Oh,
they
forget,
fight harder to get that phone back.
forget about it.
And when they get it, what's the first app, if it's not already downloaded on their Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, you know what I'm saying, Instagram?
Right.
Relationships, man. Relationships have been broken up. Marriages has been broken up.
Marriage has been broken.
Jobs have been lost.
Yes.
And I think rappers now, man, they're more or less like, for me, it was like I want a gold and platinum album, man. These dudes want 1 million followers.
Right. Whole different game.
Yeah.
And
And
since
then you put yourself at the mercy of a
you
lot of people that despise who you are.
right, a lot.
And think about this. Rappers replace, and this is where a lot of the envy comes from. The drug dealer was that guy that the females wanted. Sad to say, you know what I'm saying? And he
Right.
was that hood superstar. Rappers replaced that. So you're replacing some tough guys that got it out the mud. So the envy is gonna be there. What do you always see when guys that don't rap? It's the first thing they say, man, I ain't like no rapper, man. I'm a real nigga. You
Right.
know, or you hear rappers say it. Man, I ain't no rapper, nigga. I'm a real nigga. No, you rap. So you a rapper. What are you talking about? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's where it comes in, man. And I think a lot of guys, man, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, they want to, they want to be, you know what I'm saying? This, it's like being a artist and everybody loving your music and knowing who you are is not enough.
Right.
I
I
gotta
mean,
be the tough guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta be the tough guy.
right.
And I think that's and also, man, we've lost because a lot of these youngsters, and I've always said this, the village is no longer raising
Ooh.
these young guys. The village is no longer, man. I mean,
Ooh.
you know, and then I feel like, you know, mom and dad still looking for love in the club. They're not raising their kids, man. Because a rapper should never be the most influential individual in your child's life.
That's so deep.
They should know the difference of, you know, I remember my mom caught me with my pants sagging, you know, I'm trying to be cube in them or whatever, whatnot. Man, I had problems. And my brother talked to me like, look, that's music, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? You're not them. You're not, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, and I think a lot of times we don't get the balance with our kids, and then those kids grow up and then they get into, because at one time it was like, you know, sports. So now it's like I'm gonna be a rapper. Before, remember they used to tell you everybody can't play sports. You could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, yes, right? But you know, everybody can't play basketball or football. So now it's like everybody can't be a rapper. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Telling
So
you,
that's how strong it's gotten.
it's got
And you know,
when
we don't get it, bro. It's, do you know we are culturally world changers? And I
culture.
and I I'll give you a point for the listeners out there. Go get a Escalade, right? Escalade got wood grain. Don't they sell it that way, right? A big old screen is really a TV, right? Like talking about in the dash, right?
Hmm.
And they sitting on 32s, 28s, right? That's how they sell the SUV, right?
Right.
Where that song came from? Cash Money.
Right.
Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many, I did the research, how many Rolls Royces was sold in the United States before rap. You know, I'm not just before rap period, but just say the Cash Money era, right? And look at how many now. Look how the cars are designed because of what we say. You know, Ciroc was always, you know, Ciroc was a liquor that was, it didn't just start when Diddy got to it. But once rappers start putting it in their hands and Diddy saying what he's saying with it, it became $1 billion. You understand what I'm saying? I
To a
mean,
whole
Hennessy, Alizé, we
Doug
was
Passion.
drinking E&J.
Doug Passion.
Yeah. So you got to think what we are. If we wear it, the world wears it. If we say it, the world say it. If we do it, the world do it. You know what I'm saying? And we don't really realize that we control everything. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, Louis Vuitton, I was in the military and I knew about Louis Vuitton. It wasn't all that. But we wear Louis Vuitton what now? You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Somebody said Birkin bags and not Birkin bags, 20, 30, 40, $50,000. Who said it? Who said it? Us. You get what I'm
Us.
saying?
We the ones that start.
We control not just our culture, but we control the cultures of the world. G4s, helicopters. Cash Money said candy coated helicopters, getting out of helicopters. Everybody started getting their personal helicopters all in New York. G4 flights. Jay Z, you know, baby, them talking about getting on private flights. Private flights been there. You know that. They've been there, you know, in Miami. You get what I'm saying? And
Hip
we
hop
we
so influence, man. We as people have so much influence
yes.
on American culture. We define it.
We define it in a big way. And but yet we don't own nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Where
Right.
you got people, we got black people that that will tell you if you say, man, I'm trying to, I want my kids, their credit to be right, and so they can own their own house and get their own house or whatever. And they're like, I don't want to do that. You got to take care of it. Why wouldn't you want to own your own house?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, your rap is so powerful. And even the younger generation don't even understand. They're in a tech era of it, and they're running it.
They're running
People
it.
are making apps. They're making apps just for their music. People are designing certain things for who to give it to. Not to give it to a football player, a basketball player,
Right.
a rap artist.
Rap artists. Yeah.
Everything somebody, when they sit down and think about, okay, we got this product, we know it's gonna work. Man, we could get a Cardi B. Oh man, we can
Get
get,
this.
Rick Ross. We could,
Yeah.
They're not thinking of an actor. They're not thinking of a Denzel Washington first.
They're thinking of a rap artist.
Because they're gonna live and die with because we are world changers. And a lot of us don't realize it, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't sit down and think.
And I want to mention this to you because while we're on this really quickly, we talk about ownership. The first thing I want to say is what happened? What made you say, okay, I'm not gonna do no anymore. I'm gonna start my own thing, and then it's lifetime.
Well, I got caught in the middle of, Kale and P in their situation with Beast by the Pound because Kale was my guy. So, I started feeling like I was in the middle. And then remember I told you, man, I never saw none of my kids take their first steps.
Right.
I was like, I'm burnt out, but I want to take some time with my family. And so when all that was happening, I decided to step away. And when I decided to step away, as you know, it's for life. You can't go back to being regular.
Hey man.
You can't, I tried it, bringing my kids to school, you know what I'm saying? And even Scarface, because he was like a couple of houses down. I was in Houston and couldn't, you know what I'm saying? And so it was like, you know what? I've learned so much from him, and I have to stand on my own now. I made that decision. And so I created Lifetime, Lifetime Entertainment, and that's where that came about. And then I wanted to bring a little different variety of music.
Yeah.
People don't know I like R&B. I felt
Yeah.
like R&B was going away. I like R&B, man. I like pop. I like, reggae and things like that, man, and EDM, and house music from being on the East Coast. And so I wanted to find those type of artists, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, and just take what he taught me, and give some other people a chance because I knew my time was coming. Because in the mind they told us, you get to a certain age, you get to 30, oh man, you're old. So
Right.
I'm preparing to like, well, I guess I get 30, I'm gonna walk away, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But then he taught me so much. So why should I waste that? That's God-given knowledge that he gave me. And so, it was just like I just wanted to definitely just still hang in there, and so that's what Lifetime was about. And we did a deal with Selecto Hits. You know what I'm saying? Where DJ Paul them started at and stuff like that in 3-6.
Let go.
Yeah.
And
So
and it's so I think what's so impressive is that, from Take a Sip to No More Questions to Life Insurance 2 to
but No More Questions was my favorite album, man.
No More
No More
Questions is
Questions was my favorite album.
why was it your personal favorite?
Because he told me one thing when I was leaving. He said, and it was so funny. He sounded like my mother. He said, you got to be a man to stand out there. Yep. And so I was totally in control. I got to see what he went through with us and dealing with us. And I wanted to give some guys a chance. And when I did No More Questions, it was a deal that was given to me. You know what I'm saying? It was the craziest thing because Great Road Star had that same with the same people, D3 Riviera or whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, so and I love the producers. I gave some people a chance that nobody knew. And I really went back to the rap style that I was going to use on the next level that I didn't use. And I love the way I sat there for every song, every track being made, you know, and I wanted to create something that, you know, I tell people, go listen to that. Listen to that album. Let's see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's ahead of its time. And I loved it because that was all me. It was because D3, I don't know what happened, man. I did the album and I went back out there. They wasn't answering the phone. Of course, I got an advancement up front and everything. I went there and the doors was locked. Nobody was there. So I'm like,
Oh,
this crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm on my own. So I got to think about what Pete taught me, marketing, buying marketing and advertisement and all these things I really had to learn to become a man in this business. And so that was my favorite album.
that's so cool, man. I really enjoyed that album as well, man. And a lot of people they don't understand that you are also Mr. Hollywood. You've been in movies. Come on, tell me about it.
Man, About
How
It
was
was
that
crazy,
experience?
man. It goes back to remember I told you Mia used to think I was sneaky. Well, I was, man. I was always more cerebral, you know, in what I did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my thing was in the military taught me that you're gonna do what I want you to do, you know, without me saying it. I'm gonna put you in positions where you can't go left, right, you can't go forward, back. You're gonna have to deal with it. And so I was always that type of person. I looked at the long game of things, you know. And so when P gave me that part, you know, I excelled in it. And at first, man, you know, I was like, I don't know about this. And he was like, with No Limit, everybody, you know, because when we were at, you know, with at No Limit, if he went and play basketball, if you couldn't play or not, we would play every day at 4:30. You had to go. That built camaraderie. You still had to go. And
Wow.
so if we were shooting a movie, everybody was gonna have a part. So if you didn't want to act, you was gonna act.
You gonna
So
act.
yeah, and so when I got into that, I started taking it real serious. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it, and Mia being very supportive. You know, she pushed it like, "Yo, you're doing good. You know, this something for you." You know, and so between that and then About It, I knew it was the story about his brother Kevin, who was somebody I looked up to. So
Yeah.
that was different, man, and watching him transition, you know, with P from music to movies, you know, and because his thing is, and I tell a lot of kids, go look at his story. Anything somebody laughed at him about or said he couldn't do, he went harder, bro. And he said he wanted to shoot movies. They're like, man, what y'all doing? Whatever. And when people saw how we shot it, oh man, what they doing? Million VHS tapes later, 2 million VHS tapes later at 30 some dollars a pop. You do the numbers, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Figured it
And
out. Did it.
yeah, and so you know, and we was blessed to have Priority because Priority believed in anything he wanted to do. He had to fight sometimes, and but he had such a great deal and such control. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And
I mean,
so you wasn't
historical
gonna stop him, huh?
historical deal.
Yeah, historical, man. You know, in which Cash Money got the same type. Excuse me, but and you know, just watching his transition, watching his work ethic, because you know, even down to this day, my kids be like, "Dad, you don't sleep." When I was at No Limit, man, we got 3 hours of sleep a night because he found out that the body only needs 2 hours of sleep. He was very serious, though, and you know, and so I watched him juggle all this shit, man. And I used to sit on planes and ask him so many questions. He got to the point. He said, "I'm gonna stop you from asking me questions." So whenever he did something, he taught me. I watch him. I watch him work and make Target, Walmart, all the mom and pop bid on his stuff. Like I watched this man sit down and Target say we want 40,000 ghetto DCDs if you give it to us at $9.98. And he was like, okay. But he knew and he looked and he turned and he'll look at the people from Walmart. And they'll be like, well, we'll order 60,000 if you give it to us for $9.90. He was never gonna go under $9. But by the time he got around that table, next thing you know, we're shipping 400,000 or 500,000 CDs, 1 million, 2 million CDs, and they're paid for it. I watched this dude do this, man. So, it was just, and then the movies was like, man, this dude about to shoot movies. At first it was surreal, like, you know how we are as black people. Man, this we about to shoot a movie. This y'all playing. We think about to be on the screen, right? And then when he was like, we're going to LA, we're gonna be out there for a month shooting this movie. Especially I got the hookup. Well, we shot stuff in New Orleans, but when I got the hookup, we was going to LA. And now we in the movie world. Now you're seeing actors that you watched on TV.
Wow.
I'm seeing Q pull up and doing his scene. Like AJ Johnson, who was in Friday, you seeing this. Lisa Ray, who, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you seeing these people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's like, because Lisa Ray came to audition. And I'm sitting in there like that, damn, that's Diamond. You know what I'm saying? Like from Players Club, man. Yeah, and so and this dude now is bringing us into another world, bro.
Yeah, wow.
Like we didn't conquer music and we still conquer. Now we're going into Hollywood. You get what I'm saying? I'm watching how casting is done. And then learning angles, camera angles, and like, damn. Man, all I wanted to do was play basketball and live past 21, bro.
Right.
That's it. That's it.
Priceless moment.
Take care of moms, live past 21, or really 19, to be totally honest, and play basketball. That's it.
I was pretty emotional when I turned 21.
Man, yeah, me too. Bro, me too. I lost so many, man.
Yeah.
I don't even like celebrating Halloween because somebody was looking for a friend of mine's and they hit him in the head right next to me. Oh my man, I lost so many, and when myself, I was shot when I was 15, and so man, just like you said, I turned 21. I'm like, I did it. Like life is over now. I did it. You know what I'm saying? I made it. Y'all didn't get me. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. It was emotional for me.
It was
And
very
that's
emotional.
sad, bro. That's sad. That's sad because of who we are, our culture, and our race.
Yeah.
And it wasn't fear that a white man was gonna kill me.
Not at all.
It was fear of my own people.
Your own people. Not at all.
That's the sad part about it, bro.
That's the crazy part.
You come outside your house, man, and and I was telling my son one day, man, I'm blessed to have such an awesome son.
That's the crazy part.
I told my son one day, I said, son, let me tell you something about this life. And I have an awesome son, man. I'm glad he is his own man. I wouldn't name him after him. I did name him his middle name Carmelo after Carmelo Anthony, one of my favorite players. But I said, son, let me tell you about being a black man. I said, make you understand something. When I walk outside, I said, in today's world, it's a police that might kill me. It's a white man that wants me to be non-existent. I said, but I have to worry more about my own kind. I said, I have to look at every car that pulls up next to me. I said, life shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way, man. And my son was like, and they life so different the way they are today. I'm like, oh, dad, man, I'm like, no, son. I said, you can't be oblivious to this. And it's sad that you have to have that talk with your child, you know what I'm saying, to let your son know, like, son, there's people that don't want you here that look like you.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? then you know, you got to be careful if you run to somebody that look like you, because they could be the ones that's really after you. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Real.
and that's the hard part about this, man. Because in the end of all of this, man, like they always said, man, I was born a black man. I'm gonna die a black man. You know what I'm saying? But I shouldn't die by a black man.
Wow.
You know that shouldn't be. It shouldn't. That shouldn't be the way it should be, man.
It shouldn't.
But
That sounds. I don't know if that's a song, but we might have a future collaboration there, Mr. Serv-On.
hey, let's do it. Hey, I was born a black man. I'm gonna die a black man, but I shouldn't die by a black man. You know
Yeah,
that's and it's real, man. It's hard, man. You know, it's hard when you can make it and make all your dreams come through and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But it don't save you from your own people taking your life.
taking your life.
Money, like they said, money, you can have all the money in the world.
Mm, mm.
It don't save you from dying by the hands of your own people.
Your own
That's
people.
the sad part, man.
That is so sad.
And we're losing females. That's a part of the game I will never understand, little girl. Girls are being murdered, man.
I'm telling you, man.
You know you know the rules of the street back then. Family was off limit, females off limit. Females are
Oh,
dying, man. They're dying, bro.
it ain't off limits no more.
Mm-mm. We in a sad state, man. People, like I was putting on Instagram the other day, bro. I said, my black community, I'm sick of y'all pointing a finger. Y'all blame rappers. Now y'all blame rappers for every bad thing in the community. I said, y'all used to blame the white man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but when we gonna look at each other?
Right.
When we gonna understand, that we're our own problem? You know what I'm saying? And people don't want to hear that. I tell them before rap it was guns, before rap it was drugs, before rap it was violence. You know what I'm saying? So let's take all the rap music. Don't get me wrong, we gotta change. Some content has to change, bro. But take all of that, everything that they say is bad rap, right? Take it away. Will the hood be paradise?
No.
And this the funny part. You know why it would never be paradise? We haven't even changed the name. What is a hood? A hood is a criminal.
Hmm.
Everybody else stuff is called the Asian community, the Hispanic community, the Jewish
Right.
community. Guess what ours is called? The hood.
Uh-huh.
A hood, it by definition, is a criminal.
Right.
So until we even start changing that this is the black community, this the whatever you want to call it, Afro American community, Negro community, whatever, if that's what you want to go to, we have to begin with changing the face, and changing the name.
That's where it starts.
You know, if we keep saying, man, I'm going back to the hood, but they going back to the community,
Yeah.
and that's we have issues, and our issues is us. We are our own issues because white man can't stop you from going to college. White man can't stop you from going to get an LLC, getting trade lines on, and get your credit right, and go get your business.
That's right.
Can't do
You got
none of that. So what's the excuse?
ability.
Yeah, what's the excuse? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the excuse, the problem is us. It's us. You know what I mean? And because all the other communities, Jewish people, they pool their money together.
Yeah.
Mexicans might live 15 people in one house, and all of them go work that same business together. Before you know it, they got 10 houses on that block.
On that block.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Asians, they own parts of town. You go to New York, you go to different places, Little China,
Right.
Chinatown. We got the what? The hood. And we don't even own. I just said it in a song. This to the dudes that spend 100 on a vet, but their mama don't own the house on their set.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I said it. It's a new song. I got Diamonds Coming, and I actually said this in a song where I was like, when I was talking about murder, and what I said, yeah, when I was talking about murder, when I was talking about murder, y'all was hearing me. When I started talking about trade lines and LLCs, y'all not listening to me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, and even just this, you know, my mindset of music has changed, man. I'm talking about no more, you know, no more penitentiary chances, no more drugs in the ceilings, but our names on buildings. You know, and it's when I talk like that, they looking at me. And I'm like, bro, how you think they got theirs?
Right, exactly.
How you think they got theirs? They don't throw cash in there. They got plastic cards. They credit is 850. They
Right,
business credit is they Duns and Brad is 8 plus. They're
right,
going in the banks. They go and get the money. They buying the house that you pay and rent in. You want to stun and pay $3,000 a month for an apartment. You paying their mortgage and their kids' college. When you get yourself together, you can buy a whole compact apartment complex.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And do your thing and put your whole family in it. That's why I respect Boosie, how he building his house and then got 4, 5 houses in the back of it for his
I'm
kids.
loving that. I'm loving what Boosie's doing.
Before Young Thug went to jail, he bought all that land to go build his own city. And we have to think better, bro.
We gotta
What's
think better,
it?
think smarter.
What's in our way? It's no more. It's no. You know the KKK out there, but they're not burning crosses in the black community. They ain't in the way. They don't have no more no colored signs, man. You can go in that bank. You know what I'm saying? You can own a finance company if you want to.
Right. Stop using
Our
that
only
excuse.
our only problem is like they say, who doing all the killing here is us. And that's the way I look at it, bro. Like we got to get us together. We can always talk about this one to sell out, this one ain't that. To me, you selling out if you not unifying with your fellow black man.
That's
And
right.
you know what I'm saying? That's sell out.
Right.
We talk about snitches, especially in our culture, not the rap culture. Everything snitches, and I got paperwork. Bruh, if you go search somebody's paperwork, to me, you're a detective. You're police. You're police. But that's me, man. But man, I'm sorry to go off on this long thing, man. But that's the
Oh,
way
but
I feel, man.
you dropping it. And speaking of dropping it, what do you got dropping? Because after hearing those few bars, man, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Man, first, we got my imprint Vibe World. Vibe World Vibe. Vibe World, man. Vibe World is simple. No matter what you do, even if it's a 9 to 5, it's a beautiful vibe. It's your vibe. Be proud of it. Love it. Make your vibe that vibe. And so Vibe World is we have Vibe World Sports Agency, and we got a couple of players right now. Bryce Oliver at the Tennessee Titans. We have Lance Robinson at the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, we're about to dig deep into basketball. We have a few. Jalen Singh, he's one of the top 10 graders in Georgia. So that's Vibe World Sports Agency. And what we're doing is we're mixing our audio products. And so what you heard me on earlier, was I had the earbuds in, and which is my Vibe buds. And what I got on my face right now is my smart glasses, you know what I'm saying, which is called Vibe Vision. And so we're diving in that, but my most proudest thing is our headphones because we're about to change the game. I wanted to make sure artists make money again. And so with my headphones, I could take, say, Rihanna. I could put every album she had on those headphones, plus new music, and then sell her own headphones with her music on it. And it's voice activated, so
Wow.
you don't have to hold your phone no more. You can put your playlist on the headphones and just say, you know what I'm saying, go to Margarita track 5,
Bam.
you know. And so, but we're also doing it for education. We're starting with a school in Chicago, where when the teacher's at the board, she gonna be recorded and it goes into the software that can be uploaded to our Vibe World Vibe app. So when a kid get home and say mother, father not helping him with homework, he can now do his homework and listen to what the teacher was teaching him on the board. And so they
Wow.
could go into the headphones. So we're doing that with music with headphones, we're doing it with
That's
earbuds, and
great.
even the glasses I got on, they have memory in them. So you could just put all your music on in it, in these. you know, and so we're, you know, it's something that I created that I wanted to, you know, so now you can go to the gym and if you got our earbuds in, you don't need your phone. You know what I'm saying? You just put your playlist in there and you just say what you want to go to. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And what we have the app coming, Vibe World Vibe, you know, music streaming app. And we got Vibe World Vibe TV by with my partner Shannon, out of Black Nerds out of Texas. And Vibe World Vibe TV is gonna be like YouTube, like Tubi, it's gonna be, you know, movie and series and things like that. And we're pushing artists to don't just do a video, shoot a short film. You know what I'm saying? Let's get you some film credits now. Let's build your, you know, your more theatrical than just your album. You know, and
Right.
so we're doing that. And with the app with Vibe World, man, you know, we're making it where artists is gonna make money again. The playlist is gonna be the thing. The end user is gonna make money. You know, and so Vibe World is, you know, we just want to create that vibe. You know what I'm saying? And you know the headphones are going to be very important because we just signed, and I can say it on here. We signed a leasing licensing with Illinois State, so now Illinois State University have their own headphones. So
All right.
meaning, so, yeah, say an artist like you, we could take and get your logo and put it on there, and then because they're trying to take Black history out the school. I got HBCU students because I speak with HBCU heroes and go around the black school, you know, colleges, historically black colleges, you know, and what we're doing is I got some of them in the studio doing short clip, no clip books, audio books. So if say you want to teach your kid about Harriet Tubman, they'll be on our site and now you can have that QR code to our headphones and tell your child sit there. If they're not going to teach about Black history in school, our site is gonna have so many short, like cliff note type audio books about Black history. So now you
Wow.
can still, when you get home, tell your kid we're putting this on your headphones, that on your headphones, and listen and learn. So you know we're doing a lot, and we're also working with mental health. You know, for Black men, you know, since you know to get Black men to go get their health checked out and mental. And my most prized thing with Vibe or headphones, you know, January 11, I buried my mom. You know, she passed, you know, due to complications of, you know, not just her heart, but dementia, you know, dementia. And so what I did was I'm having some headphones and an app that's going to be called our app because I found a lot of people wonder why dementia and Alzheimer's patients get up and just leave. It's their you know, they go through anxiety and it confuses them and they leave. But what I found that calmed my mother down and other dementia patients is you find the music they used to listen to in the 70s and the 60s and it calms their anxiety and then it keeps their mind because they're singing that song. You
Right
know,
down.
so you know, so we're gonna be working with dementia and then financial literacy. You know, I'm coming to a community near you, you know what I'm saying, to start teaching single mothers financial literacy. And we want
Community
to,
the hood.
yeah, because we starting all the way to the 6th grade. My thing is to make sure by the time a kid is in the 12th grade, a Black kid, they all have their own entity, LLC, and business bank account. You know, Chase, we have someone we know at Chase Bank, they possibly gonna work with us. But my thing is now to get single mothers, single parents to get their credit together, to be able to own their own house, own their own home, which means the child is gonna grow up in something of ownership and gonna learn. And then their kids, and if the parents are old fashioned, if I teach the kids that are from the 9th to the 12th grade about their credit, what they're gonna do, they're gonna go home and they're gonna teach their parents, you know, and so, you know, that's what we on right now, man. We on financial, and like I tell dudes, forget trying to be a gangster to get out. Let me show you how they did it. You know, and you know who I'm saying, them. You know what I'm saying? They got 800 cred. They got 8+ Duns and bread. That's how they got it. They all wasn't born with silver spoons in their mouth. And the Caucasian people, for those people out there, they wasn't all born with silver spoons. They just, I read a book when I was younger, what rich white men tell their sons. Black men tell their sons, don't go to jail, Don't bring a baby in this house. Stay off drugs. Stay out of trouble. Rich white men tell him, son, don't use cash. Use credit. Keep your credit together. Build your credit. Get your business started. Build your business credit. You see the difference? You know what I'm saying? And make communications and network. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your circle is just as strong as you. We're not teaching our young men that and our young ladies that. And that's where it has to change. So
Right.
we have to start with the younger ones. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather have a 6th or 7th grader that knows about his credit, that wants to be an entrepreneur and understand that, damn, by the time I'm in the 12th grade, I could go get 300,000 from this bank. I can probably go buy my first couple of houses and learn to flip them because they know about it. They understand it.
They have right.
Yes. And I'm pushing entrepreneurship, and that's what Vibe World is.
I caught the vibe, man. I caught the vibe. I wanna do some more collaboration with Vibe World.
Definitely.
What is the information for those that are watching to keep following what you got going on or any latest developments?
I'm on Instagram more than I'm on anything, and every day I'm doing videos about certain things. Right now, we talking about the presidential election a lot in politics, and so you can catch me at Mr. Serv-On No Limit Records, but we also have Vibe World Vibe Audio, Vibe World Sports Agency, but I'm mostly on my page, and every day I do, it's called Go Live with Serv. And and I might talk about something. Lately it's been and that's the best way to catch me. I'm always on there because I'm trying to get my people to talk, to debate,
Right.
and then I'm trying to teach them how to talk and debate with each other respectfully. If you disagree on a point, you don't need to call somebody idiot, dumb, or asshole, or stupid, or you know what I'm saying. Let's debate with intelligence. Let's hear everybody out. I want to make people think. And so I'm on there every day. That's the best way to catch me. Of course, I'm on YouTube and stuff under Mr. Serv-On YouTube page, but Mr. Serv-On No Limit Records, that's my page on Instagram, and that's where you really can find me. A lot of times I'm here in New Orleans, at the same time, but I'm on Instagram a lot, man.
Mr. Serv-On, it is such a pleasure to have caught you and to bring you over here to the Mental Margarita Show, man.
Yeah, man.
We've had a hell of a conversation, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it because I want to tell you something, man. And I think, man, please, when you look in the mirror, smile. Let me tell you why. You guys that have all these shows, we finally have our own Black media. You guys, we can come and talk. We can come and tell our story. We could say how it is. We can't get on CNN unless we somebody big and powerful. But you guys give us our own Black media, man, our own culture media. You guys are so important, man. That's why a lot of them guys, that like yourself, that does it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you guys, you got to think about it. Take away all of y'all shows, man. We'll just be people posting.
Right.
That's it. But
posting.
What I'm doing with you is gonna get out there. People get to see a side of me that they won't get to do.
Right.
That they won't unless I just make a million videos. You guys have created, whether y'all know it or not, bro, y'all created Black media.
Wow, that's deep,
man. You know how powerful that is? Do you really know how powerful you guys are? You take what I'm about to do, what I've done, and now you about to put it out there, and people gonna get to see sides of me that they never knew.
They would never see, right?
You know what I'm saying? And it's because of what you guys do. Man, y'all are just as important as back in the day with rappers are producing. Y'all are now our media. Y'all our CNN, our MS News. And y'all are greatly of importance, bro. So please, brother, I appreciate you and I honor you. And please know you're not just doing the show, bro. Y'all our media. We got a problem. I know I could come to you, and if the world will get to see it and know it.
Hey, you can holler at me anytime, my brother.
Definitely, man. But that's the point I'm saying, how important y'all are. Y'all think, yeah, we come on and we can help get numbers. Nah, y'all helping us more than we could ever help you, bro. Because y'all giving us a voice.
We appreciate that, man. And coming from you, it's very dear to my heart, man. It was a pleasure having you on, and we got to bring you back on again, man.
Whenever, man, I'm definitely, man. I'm into politics, man, so much, man. With I definitely like to come back on and talk about this presidential election coming up, man.
Oh, that's gonna be.
Oh man, I got a lot of flack on my page the other day, man. I said, and I'm gonna get off right quick. I know I gotta go. I was saying real quick. I told somebody, I said, man, I don't think Biden or Trump is fit, right? But I said to some people, I said I would choose Trump, right? For this one reason. They want to implement this draft 18 to 26. And the only way they implement that because of the world conflicts we already in around the world that could possibly turn into war, right? They don't play with him out there. For some reason, they don't play with crazy man, dog. They back away from him. They don't, they don't. So I'm like, if he could keep our young 18 to 26 from going, I choose him just for that reason. You know what I'm saying? And people got on me, and I'm like, y'all not hearing what I'm saying because I was in Desert Storm. I was in a war. I know war.
You've been
there. Talking, but I know it, And so I'm on my political stuff, man. So like I said, I'd love to come back, man. Just let me know, bro.
I definitely will, man. And yeah, we definitely got to touch more on what you were just talking about, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, my brother. I appreciate you, man.
All right, God bless you, my brother. Let's shake the world.
God bless you, man. You know what it is, man. Peace.
James is a dynamic and multifaceted professional who seamlessly integrates her passion for entrepreneurship, acting, modeling, and producing. With a keen eye for innovation and creativity, Deidre has made a notable impact across various industries. Triple D Entertainment and Productions is a leading force in the entertainment industry. Their expertise in film, television, digital media, and live events ensure a diverse range of high-quality entertainment experiences.
In zero gravity, I've been doing my own thing. Yeah. You're starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion. And you know Elvis had the whole city dancing.